In the series of stories of superhit films shown on Pattthar, the new link that I have brought today before you is the story of film Phool or Pattthar, that is the flower and the stone. This film was brought on the silver screen in 1966, and this film was directed by O.P. Ralhan. This film was the blockbuster film of that time and was the most grossing film of that time. The lead role in this film were played by Dharmendra and Meena Kumaari. Madan Puri and Jeevan played the role of villains, whereas Sasikala, Lalita Pawar, D.K. Sapru, Iftikhar, etc. played the character role in this film. This film included many a beautiful dance scene and melodious song. The music director of this film was Ravi, and the voiceover in the song of this film were given by the legend singer Muhammad Rafi and Asa Musli. The first few lines of some of the song I am humming for your amusement. शीशे से पी या पैमाने से पी या फिर मेरी आंखों के मैं खाने से पी पर पी दीवाने खुशी से जी दीवाने पर पी दीवाने खुशी से जी दीवाने शीशे से पी या पैमाने से पी सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसुओं की धार मेरे सांवरे मैं तो एक भीख मांगूं तो से हाथ पसार रे सुन ले पुकार आई आज तेरे द्वार लेके आंसुओं की धार मेरे सांवरे जिंदगी में प्यार करना सीख ले किसको जीना है मरना सीख ले जिंदगी में प्यार करना सीख ले जिसको जीना है मरना सीख ले ओ निकी डाला ओला ओ निकी डाला ओला ओ निकी डाला ओला निकी डाला ओला तू कौन मामल मैं कौन तामिल जो पूछूंगा बतलाओगे बतलाऊंगा तू कौन मामूल now listen to the entire story of film Phool or Pattthar, that is the flower and the stone. The story of the film Phool or Pattthar, that is the flower and the stone, begins with a scene of teenager Shakti Singh alias Saka, played by Dharmendra as he grows up, escaping and the police attempting to catch him. Although Saka manages to escape from the police at this time, though he is later caught by the police while carrying out another incident of theft and is presented to the court. Here, the judge, considering his young age, instead of giving any serious punishment, orders him to be out of border for 6 months. So that the habit of stealing can be broken, Saka runs away from there for show, but in fact, he comes back to this area and starts living in hiding. Meanwhile, another criminal group whose kingpin is John alias Boss is played by Madan Puri. In Saka's absence, his men carries out theft and other criminal activities in its territory. One day, Saka comes to his base and demands an account of the thefts committed in his area. John, the boss, then puts some money on the table in exchange for the stolen goods in this area, saying that no one from his place goes disappointed. As Saka reaches out to pick up the money, John aims a knife at him and Saka saves her, stabbing and hits her back with his knife, leading to a bloody knife fight between the two. Just then, someone talks about the arrival of the police there, due to which all the criminals run away and hide in fear of being caught. When Saka arrives at the base from there, one of his friends asks him why he has come here before when there are only 2 days left for his exile to end. And if he has come, why is he fighting instead of hiding? If someone informs the police and the matter reaches the court, then court can punish him again. He then asked Saka to spend 2 more days in oblivion. He then tells Saka of a big theft plan. He informs Saka that at some distance from here, a stingy couple has a lot of money, which he does not even deposit in the bank out of fear. Once his money are stolen, its rest life will be spent happily. As soon as the period of exile ends, Saka comes to the village of Jivan Ram, whose role is played by Jivan, to find out its hidden treasure. A fair is celebrated there. At this fair, he finds Sadakram, who is his friend, performing a show along with his gang members of pickpocket. While performing the show, he attracts the attention of the spectators and his assistant pickpockets there. Finally, he closes his show selling some lockets. After this, he is distributing some money earned in this show to all the people of his gang. Then Saka also comes there and spreads his hand. Seeing him, Sadakram expresses happiness and asks Saka as to how his business is going on at the moment. On this, when Saka talks to him about Jivan Ram's treasure, he tells him that the treasure is of high value, but it is very difficult to steal it because he is always sitting near the treasure with full attention on it. Salakram tells Saka if in spite of all these, if you succeeds in grabbing the treasure, then give some part of it to him also. At present, both were talking in such a way. Only then the police asked the people of the village to vacate the village, saying that the plague was spreading in this village. Many people have died in this village. Some fled for the fear of their lives, and others fled for the fear of the police. Saka sees this emptying of the entire village due to the plague as an opportunity for himself and enters Jivan Ram's house. He opens all the cupboards and searches for the treasure kept in them, but he does not find the treasure anywhere. Just then he hears the voice of a woman, Jivan Ram's widow daughter-in-law, Shanti Devi, played by Meena Kumaari. Hearing her cries, Saka goes to her and attends to her and calls a doctor to treat her. This heals her in a few days. One day, Saka goes to the doctor for a final consultation. Only then the family of Jivan Ram return home. Finding Shanti Devi alive, they are all amazed that she was left here to die, but she is alive. Just then his son Kalicharan comes up with some evidence that proves that a man has entered this house in their absence. Then Mrs. Jivan, played by Lalita Pawar, starts beating Shanti Devi severely with a broom. After severely beating Shanti Devi, they all go to their respective rooms. At night, his son Kalicharan comes to Shanti Devi's room and tries to forcefully have sex with her. Just then, Saka arrives there and saves Shanti Devi, beating Kalicharan severely, and flees from there along with the Shanti Devi through a window. Hearing the cries of her son Kalicharan, when Mrs. Jivan comes there with her husband Jivan Ram, Kalicharan calls Shanti Devi a bitch and tells her running away with her alleged lover. At some time, he also says that when he started stopping Shanti Devi to save the honor of the family, her boyfriend beat him badly and ran away with her. On this, Mrs. Jivan asked her husband to write a complaint to the police station, but her husband Jivan Ram says, "Let's the headache is overhead." Here, Saka tells Shanti Devi that till now he considered himself to be the most wrong person, but there are more wrong person there than him. On this, Shanti Devi describes him as her Messiah. Then she talks Saka about where she can live now. Then Saka asks her to stay with him. When she hesitates, Saka tells her that I am definitely the wrong person, but I am not of a dirty character. Then he brings Shanti Devi to his house. Here, seeing her, the area people started buzzing. The family of Seth Jivan Ram is very happy about the departure of Shanti Devi in this way. Just then, a lawyer arrives and reveals that Shanti Devi's uncle had made a will at the time of his death and has given all his property worth 6 lakhs or a little more in the name of Shanti Devi. Saying so, he talks about giving the papers of will to Shanti Devi. Then Seth Jivan Ram's wife cleverly tries to get the will by telling the lawyer that Shanti Devi stays at home for 6 months and goes on pilgrimage for 6 months. But the lawyer does not give the will to any of the family members of Seth Jivan Ram and leaves from there by giving his address, saying that when Shanti Devi comes, inform him. He himself will come and hand over her will and the property to her. After this, Seth Jivan Ram files a case with the police to search for Shanti Devi. One night, Shanti Devi, who lives in Saka's house, sees the Saka is going somewhere by hanging a rope on a tree adjacent to the house. Saka leaves from there and comes to the base of John alias Boss. Here, Rita makes him drink alcohol and gets him drunk. Saka starts coming to his house in the drunken state. On the way, he meets the same street beggar who is shivering from cold. Saka then opens his shirt and covers her. Then, as soon as he enters his house, his dog starts barking at him, seeing him in this condition, which also breaks Shanti Devi's sleep, and she seeks Saka in state of intoxication. Then she falls asleep in fear. Saka goes there and sleeps in the next room. In the morning, Shanti Devi goes to give him a cup of tea. Then somehow his intoxication breaks. One day when Shanti Devi is cooking, there is no water in the house. Then she picks up the pitcher and goes to fetch water from the tap at the crossroads. All the women who come here to get water make levied comments on her. A man there tells people that now the way Saka has brought a wrong woman here, it is making difficult for the people of this locality to live here. He tells if people cooperate, he will get this dirty woman out of here. In this evening, when Saka is coming back home, a boy informs him about the things said by people about Shanti Devi. At this, Saka goes to his house and starts beating him. The entire village is watching the incident. When Shanti Devi sees this, she rushes there and slaps Saka for taking the man's life by stabbing him with a knife. Saka runs away from there and comes to his house and gets engrossed in thoughts. When Shanti Devi comes there, Saka asks her if, like other people, she also thinks him to be a wrong person. On this, Shanti Devi explains to him that people's hearts cannot be won by the hatter. People's hearts can only be won by love. She then asks Saka to leave the wrong business and earn the money hard working. The police have also been informed about the incident. When the police come here to investigate this matter, they also take with them the picture of Shanti Devi given to them in Jivan Ram's case. While the police are investigating the case, Saka's friend Sadak Ram, who considers Shanti Devi as his sister, is passing by. He overhears the police going to Saka's house to look for Shanti Devi. When the police want to match the woman living in Saka's house with the picture given by Seth Jeevan Ram, the police ask Saka to turn the face of the woman living at his house towards him. Then there appear another woman in the place of Santi Devi. When the police leaves, Salakram tells Saka that he had already heard all the words of the police, after which he played the game. Then he calls Santi Devi there. He talks to Santi Devi about marrying with his girlfriend Kamla. Then Santi Devi asks him to leave the wrong business and pray his god Gopal to help him to get married with Kamla. Then Salakram prayed her god Gopal and tells Santi Devi that Gopal has accepted his words. Seeing the change in Saka's behavior since the arrival of Santi Devi, John the boss sends his men to call Saka at his den and comes to Rita and says that you are so much fond of Saka, but what will you do if Saka falls in love with another girl instead of you? At this, Rita angrily smashes the glass of her singer box and says that she will do something to her. Hearing the call of John, the boss, Saka changes his clothes and immediately walks with him and come to John, alien's boss. Saka sees a precious diamond necklace. He asks him to find the necklace and steal it as it is worth rupees 20 lakh. Then both of them will sell it and take 50-50, that is rupees 10 lakh each. Then he asks boss, when will this task to be implemented? Then John, the boss, tells him that the incident is to be carried out tonight. Then Saka leaves for his house. To carry out this work at night, he is about to leave his house after getting a chance. Only then he finds Santi Devi standing obstructing the door. Saka says that she should give him leave for one night. After this, he will leave this business as well as the locality forever, because then he will earn so much money that he can live a comfortable life with this amount staying somewhere else. When Santi Devi talks about not wanting to comfortable life with such a type of money, he pushes her and laughs. He locks the door and outside so that Santi Devi does not go anywhere in anger. When he is leaving from here, a fire incident takes place in the locality. A girl is caught in the fire. Then Saka leaves, going to John the boss, and goes to the burning house to rescue the girl in fire. Villagers and police rushed him to his house. Here Santi Devi takes full care of him and prays to her god Gopal to save his life. With God's blessing, Saka's life is saved. He considers it his reincarnation. Unaware of this incident, Saka's friend Salakram becomes distraught when he comes to meet him one day. Saka repeatedly asks for food, but Santi Devi is unable to feed him as there is not a single grain in the house. Seeing this, Salakram arranges ration by selling one of his stolen bracelets. Santi refuses to take it and prays to her god that he saved him, but now she fears that his life may be lost due to hunger. She is just praying to her Gopal that people of the locality come and fill her house with grains. The next day, when the people of the locality were playing Holi, some people came and put color and gulal on her. Then she gets up and leaves. Saka tells her that it is his God's will that she no longer lives the life of a widow. Saka then proposes marriage to her, telling her not to take it otherwise. The two then promises to live together. When John the boss leaves of Saka's burn and his intention not to steal the diamond necklace, he verbally convinces his men to inform Rita of this burning incident. Hearing about Saka being burned by the fire, Rita comes to John the boss and scolds him for not informing her about Saka's burning by the fire. She then leaves, saying that she is going to meet Saka, though John the boss stops her from going there. Seeing Saka in this condition, Rita talks to him lovingly and tells him to get well soon. I will then. Santi Devi comes there with medicines. Seeing this, Rita asks Saka who is it abusing her. Saka stops her from saying bad words. By then, John, the boss, comes there and starts taking Rita from there to his waist. Then Rita repeatedly threatens Santi Devi by saying that she will not let her live alive. Coming to his base, John, the boss, hires a criminal to kidnap Santi Devi. He gives them money in advance for this work. Then Rita talks about giving them some money also, saying that there should be no harm to Saka in this matter. In order to kidnap Santi Devi, one of the criminals goes to Santi Devi in the guise of a local resident and says that Saka has been badly injured in an incident while working in the mines and is clamoring Santi and Santi repeatedly. Santi Devi then started going along with him. Local people see him running like this, but before anyone could understand anything, the criminal beckons Santi to Devi to get into the car, and she gets into that car, and the criminal kidnaps her and goes to his hideout from there. Just then, Saka's dog hides behind the car and accompanies him to the base when Santi Devi is being held. Saka takes the money at the mine when he is discharged, and as he gets ready to come home, an ex-convict talks him into stealing some old accounts. Saka then advises him to quit the business, but he attacks Saka from behind. Saka then angrily hits back at him, making him miserable. He then tells Saka to go home and see the situation. When Saka comes to his house, he finds Santi Devi nowhere in the room. Even the local people do not help him in this regard, but then the dog comes there and he points out something by looking at the branch. Then Saka and the local people starts running after the dog. The criminals kidnap Santi Devi and gives her to Rita. Rita forcibly drags her to her room, hands her over to John, that boss, and leaves from there. John the boss finds Santi Devi alone there and tries to rape her. Santi Devi tries her best to avoid him, but John the boss overpowers her. Just then, following the dog's instruction, Saka breaks the window of the room and goes inside the room and attacks John the boss and saves Santi from his lust. Then a fight broke out between them. Meanwhile, John the boss pulled out a revolver and shoot to kill Saka. But before the bullet can hit Saka, Rita comes there and the bullet hits her. Then John the boss runs down from there where the police inspector shoots him. Here Rita dies in Saka's arm. After this, the police starts coming up to arrest Saka and Santi Devi. Seeing this, Saka tells his friend Sadakram to flee from the other door with Santi Devi and himself gives his arrest to the police. The police arrest him and produces him in the court where Seth Jeevan Ram's lawyer pleads with the judge to give Saka a severe punishment as he had kidnapped his client's daughter-in-law and murdered her, and does not reveal her whereabouts despite repeated inquiries. In such a situation, when the judge is about to write the sentence against Saka, Santi Devi comes there and asks the judge for permission to ask something from Seth Jeevan Ram and his family. Here she stripes Seth Jeevan Ram's entire family naked for what they did to him and paves the way for Saka's rescue. Just then, Jeevan Ram's lawyer shows a bracelet and accuses Saka of stealing, but then the doctor who had picked up the jewel hidden by Jeevan Ram to seduce the police to give it to his wife comes there and reveals the secret that Seth Jeevan Ram and his family had hidden the jewels and falsely complained to the police that it was stolen, and then he brought it to his wife to please her. Then Salakram also accepts to steal a jewel from it. The court then acquits Saka and sentences Seth Jeevan Ram and his family to prison for writing false reports to the police station and torturing his widow daughter-in-law. At the same time, he sends the doctor and Salakram to jail for keeping the jewel with him instead of depositing that in police station. Before leaving, Salakram entrusts his wife to Kamala to Saka and Santi to keep her with them until he is released from the prison. By saying this, Salakram is going on here. Saka, Santi Devi, and Kamala are also going home. With this scene, the story of the film come to an end.